That's a really common thought process for business owners, to view either a building or the business itself, or for farmers, a field, as an investment that they can sell as a pension type of product that they can release money from in the future. But that, in my opinion, sort of brings up three main issues. The first is tax efficiency. If you're looking to sell something, you would want to do that in phases rather than do that at the end point when you're looking for money. If you're extracting value over the life cycle of the business, so for example, making regular pension contributions, you're building up not only a tax efficient pot that you can draw down from in the future, but also you're extracting money from the business. And so that final capital value when you sell the business will be in addition to the money that you've already taken out. I think the second issue is liquidity. If it gets to a point where you, whether it's through own decision or through ill health, that you want to sell the business, it can take a couple of years to get to that point, to find the right buyer and to get it an exit at the right price. And so that means that you don't have the same control that you've had while building the business. And the third point, I think, is diversification. As a business owner, and as business owners ourselves, we believe in what we're doing, we believe in the business that we're running, but you become quite blinded, become quite blinkered by that. And it isn't necessarily the best business for long term. Things change. And so by taking money out of the business over time and diversifying, you are building up different pots of capital that you can draw down from in the future. Business owners will engage with accountants to help them with their financial aspect. They'll engage with lawyers to help them with the legal aspect. But I think having a financial advisor is also a very key part to that as well, to help them with the building up the asset base and their personal aspect there. At the point of sale, once you get to that successful point, that's a life's work achieved. And there's a couple of aspects that need to be thought about there. You can be at quite a vulnerable stage because you've worked very hard and you're now moving into a new chapter of life. So you need somebody to hold your hand at that point. And that's finding a trusted advisor to work with. But also you need to, you've worked building up a business, arguably taking some risk, probably a large amount of risk to get to that point. And moving into this new stage, you need to have a think about how much risk you're comfortable taking. Having been invested in one company for so long, now is the time to start thinking about diversification and investing across different asset classes, rather than investing in moving it all into one product or taking the same level of risk with another company that perhaps you don't know as much about or don't have as much influence with as you did with your own company. That's been ingrained in them for so long that they've been comfortable taking what they would describe calculated risks with their own personal capital, and it's been successful. They've seen a successful track record, but they've been able to influence their business. They've been able to build up their capital. And by taking that step back and not being a business owner anymore, you aren't able to influence the business, any business that you invest in as much as you used to. So you really need to have a think about my capital growth phase is arguably over. Do I need to take as much risk? Should I be taking as much risk? And sort of have a discussion, have a thought around that. I think it really depends on what the client is looking to achieve at that point, and that discussion will have hopefully started a number of years ago before the business sale, so that we're working towards that point. You get to a point where you've now probably received quite a large amount of capital, and you're arguably at your richest in terms of liquid investments or liquid money than you have been at any point in your life, and you need to have a plan in place to think about how best to deal with that to achieve what you're wanting to achieve. I always think that if people are looking for a blend of growth and income, because they now need to replace the income that they've taken from the business over years, then a diversified approach of a global equity portfolio really helps them sort of build a strategy from there.